2 times after being a Prime Minister. Plus, he has traveled. And so that is clicking on the diaspora we have in Western Sydney. Not only in Western Sydney, in Northern Sydney. We are number one since its rise. What do you have to say? Why love for India so much?
I think it's a fascinating country, and it has always fascinated me. We have so much in common in terms of language and history and sport and the relationship between two great democracies. So I was always fascinated by India. And so in 1991, I spent 5 weeks backpacking around India, largely around Rajasthan. But I went to New Delhi. We landed in the morning, and I remember reading in the guidebook. It began by saying India is an attack on the senses. The smell, sound, everything about it. And we arrived in the early hours of the morning, and it was pretty quiet. Went out in the morning for a walk. We were staying at Connaught Place there, and just the activity was amazing. And we did, I was younger then, in my 20s, so we caught trains. We even hitched we paid someone petrol money. They were going from Agra to Jaipur after we went to the Taj Mahal. So we did that, caught trains, buses around, went to Udaipur, stayed at Lake Palace was the big splurge we had on the trip. Did a camel safari out of Jaisalmer and went to Jodhpur, went around, and I just had a wonderful time. And then I've been back there since. Even before I was Prime Minister, I led a delegation there as a Member of Parliament. And it was, I went to the Temple of Akshardham.
You went there?
I went there as, it was funny there because we arrived, I was leading the delegation, and the delegation were going down to see the Taj Mahal in India, and I wanted to go to see this very important Hindu temple. And so I went on the new metro that wasn't there years ago, of course, and caught the metro out and then walked from the metro station and went by myself. And the High Commission people couldn't believe that, I was going and doing this just by myself, but I was confident about being able to travel in India. People are so friendly, and people like seeing someone out and about too. So I got directions when I was there, and people explained to me some of the stories and the meaning of the temple there. It's enormous, as you know. And so being able to go back as Prime Minister was to me an incredible honour. And I did the bilateral visit, and then of course India hosted the G20. And this year I will go to the Quad meeting will be hosted in India. I've been speaking with Prime Minister Modi about where it might be, because I've been to Hyderabad now and been to Mumbai and been lots of places around India. I've requested to him that we go somewhere I haven't been.
Have you been to Bangalore?
I haven't been to Bangalore.
That's a city of happenings.
That would be, well, it's very exciting what's happening with the economy there and investment. I found Hyderabad extraordinary as a city as well. We went to see a whole lot of startups that were occurring there. And I think the relationship I've engaged here with companies that are based here too, like Tata, big investors in Australia. I think there's so much more we can do.
When I talk to the industries back home, there should be more investment coming in from Australia down to India.
Yes.
That's what they say. We are very keen and we are investing more than the local government from Australia coming back to India. That's what they feel. What do you say on that?
I think there's a great scope for increased investment there. We've seen when I was there over the last couple of years, we've seen Wollongong University in Deakin established. places in Gujarat, and that investment and that cooperation is important. But I think that there's a great deal of scope in resources, in manufacturing, in joint ventures. I think there's much more that we can do between our two economies.
And the super funds should be investing more on the infrastructure. That's what I feel.
Yeah, no,
As
no.
a layman, I'm not an economist at
No,
all.
and there's a huge opportunity to do that. And one of the things that we've done, we're setting up the Centre for Australia-India Relations there in Western Sydney, is to boost that as well. That's part of the objective.
Thank you very much, sir. I feel very relaxed that I'm talking to a Prime Minister who's open to me. I'm a small media. We went to you and said we want to talk to you. And I said, come, have the Prime Minister talk. And here we go, and we're talking. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach, Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.